Hi guys, Dr. Rob Barrington here with some more nutrition advice. I'd like to talk today about vitamin B12 and why vegetarians and vegans should really take a vitamin B12 supplement. First of all, what is vitamin B12? Well, vitamin B12 is not a single substance, it's a group of substances that include adenosylcobalamin, they include methylcobalamin, they include cyanocobalamin, aquacobalamin, nitrocobalamin, and hydroxycobalamin, and these compounds are called vitamins. They have the same biological activity in the body after they have been converted to adenosyl or methylcobalamin, and they're required in the body for three particular enzymes. The most well-known of these is homocysteine methyltransferase, which is involved in the conversion of homocysteine to methionine, and that has important implications in cardiovascular disease. So vitamin B12 is important nutritionally. Without it, we develop various diseases, and in particular, vitamin B12 now is thought to contribute towards raised levels of homocysteine and increased risk of heart disease, and possibly also dementia as well. So it's a very important vitamin. It's important we get enough in our food. Vegetarians and vegans obviously have a problem because vitamin B12 is only present in animal tissues. Actually, vitamin B12 is synthesized by bacteria, and animals are the only source of vitamin B12. There are vitamin B12-like compounds in plants, but research has shown that they tend not to have the activity. They seem not to be biologically active in humans. There is also evidence that our gut bacteria can synthesize vitamin B12, but again, it's thought that these versions of the vitamin B12 are not well absorbed. Really, the dietary sources of B12 from animals are the main route of obtaining vitamin B12 in humans. So it's very important that we have enough vitamin B12 in the diet. So vegetarians and vegans have a problem. The problem is greater for vegans because they consume no animal products whatsoever. Vegetarians can obtain some vitamin B12 from milk, for example, from eggs. They contain small amounts of vitamin B12. However, studies have looked at vegetarians and vegans and omnivores as well, and found that vegetarians and vegans tend to have much lower intakes of vitamin B12 if they don't take a dietary supplement. The general recommendation from nutritionists is usually vegetarians and vegans should take a vitamin B12 supplement, and that makes sense. There's no way that a vegan can obtain any vitamin B12 really from their diet, because the vitamin B12 is not found in plant foods at all, except in very small amounts where contamination has occurred from animal products into the plant products, or in some cases legumes do contain very small amounts of vitamin B12 because of the nitrogen fixing bacteria in the root nodules. However, these levels are very, very low. They would not be enough to give a human a high enough intake. So vegans really must supplement with a vitamin B12 supplement. Vegetarians are recommended to, because although they do have small amounts of vitamin B12 in the small amounts of eggs and maybe milk that they drink in their diet, they really have been shown in studies to have levels that are too low. Although interestingly, they didn't have deficiency symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency, which is interesting because it suggests that maybe there are other sources of vitamin B12 that we haven't yet discovered. However, it's not worth risking it. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, and you're obviously interested in your health, you're not currently taking a vitamin B12 supplement, I would recommend that you go and buy a supplement and take it on a daily basis. If you are an omnivore, you eat meat, you should be able to obtain enough vitamin B12 in your diet, and therefore you would not need to rely on supplements. One last thing to say about vitamin B12 is that you must not take obviously too much of it in isolation. The B vitamins tend to be required in balanced ratios, and therefore it's a good idea that if you do take a vitamin B12 supplement, that you take a vitamin B complex, so that you take the other B vitamins, because there is evidence that if you take more of a particular B vitamin, you can mask deficiency symptoms in other B vitamins, and there is evidence, obviously, that if you take a single nutrient, you can cause imbalances in your biochemistry. So it's usually recommended that you take a B complex rather than a single vitamin. Having said that, there is vitamin B12 deficiency is very rare. Even amongst those vegans and vegetarians that don't supplement, vitamin B12 deficiency is rare, but that doesn't mean that those people don't have vitamin insufficiencies, which is a low level of a particular vitamin over a long period of time, which could cause chronic development of chronic diseases. And there is, as I say, there's increasing evidence that low levels of vitamin B12 are now implicated in the development of cardiovascular disease. This is through elevated levels of homocysteine. Homocysteine is a compound that is thought to cause damage to the lining of arteries. It causes some kind of oxidative stress. This may reduce the levels of nitric oxide within the arteries, and this may raise blood pressure and cause cardiovascular disease. So increasingly the B vitamins, vitamin B12, folic acid, and vitamin B6 are being seen as necessary to control high levels of homocysteine. So if you're not currently sure as to your intake of vitamin B12 and you're a vegetarian or vegan, I would suggest that you go and buy a supplement.